Почитуван генерален секретар, почитуван председателя, почитувани дами и господа, екселенции и колеги, мојата земја е членка на Обединетите нации од 1993, но денес за прв пат ви се обраќам како представник на Република Северна Македонија. Оваа година стапи на сила договорот од Преспа, со што се реши 27 годишниот спор што го имавме со Грција. Билатералниот спор имаше сериозни негативни импликации, регионални и мултилатерални, и за жал стана познат во целиот свет како тежок и закоравен проблем. Денес имаме само придонеси од решениот проблем. Конечно, ја комплетиравме нашата лична карта во Обединетите нации. Покрај името Република Северна Македонија, за јазик стои македонски јазик, а за државјанство македонско, граѓанин на Република Северна Македонија. Сега имаме исклучително добри односи со Грција. Билатералната соработка е подобрена. Со тоа придонесовме да заекне регионалната стабилност и да се поттикне развојот на Западен Балкан. Договорот од Преспа, заедно со договорот за пријателство со Бугарија, го забрза нашето интегрирање во НАТО и ги отстрани најголемите пречки за нашата интеграција во Европската Унија. Сакам овде да подлечам дека сме благодарни на Обединетите нации за целата поддршка, што најмногу се види преку 20 годишната посветена и неуморна работа на Метју Нимиц, специјалниот представник на Обединетите нации, кој работеше со нас во изнаоѓање на решението. Верувам дека договорот од Преспа е вистински пример за моќта на дипломатијата и диалогот. Тоа е корисен пример за многу други отворени прашања во светот. Секој проблем е различен и специфичен на овој свет, но диалогот и дипломатијата остануваат најдобриот пристап во нивното решавање. Како лидери на своите земји им должиме на граѓаните да ги решаваме проблемите, да го одржуваме мирот и да создаваме услови за развој и подобар живот за сите. Dear colleagues, I have the honor to address this important body at the time when it is of great importance to reunite in confronting the present and emerging challenges and to recommit to our common values: peace, democracy, human rights, the rule of law, and sustainable development. The world is at the crossroad, and therefore we are in need of stronger United Nations to stand for and deliver for all, and leave no one behind. International order based on rules, effective multilateralism, with the central role of the strong and action-oriented United Nations, is necessary in a world of everyday uncertainties. Responsible governance, whether at home or in international organizations, requires new skills, multifaceted and diverse, but also bold approaches and solutions established on the strong observance of the principles and norms we agreed upon. The world continues to struggle with phenomena that transcend borders, which are evidently out of the zone of our individual controls. This August, for the first time in its history, Iceland lost a glacier to climate change. A bronze plaque was placed on a rock in Iceland to commemorate a once seemingly eternal glacier and its vanishing as a result of global warming. This should be a global warning for all of us. Early this week, we discussed that it's urgent to fully implement our commitments to mitigate climate change. The Climate Summit, organized by the Secretary General under the motto "A race we can win." A race we must win has provided us with the opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to the Paris Agreement, to raise our ambitions, to recognize the impact of climate change on the security and stability in the world and its devastating consequences for human beings. It also provided an opportunity to mobilize energy of different stakeholders in the climate change arena and recognize that our undertaking is of global nature. But what we all do at home is crucial for the success. Therefore, the nationally determined contributions are key to accelerate climate action. The Republic of North Macedonia increased national contributions to the Paris Agreement, which have been incorporated as target in national laws and policies. On a related issue, we have also debated and implemented the 2030 Agenda and its Sustainable Development Goals, which are essential for genuine changes and sustainable future for all. Elimination of poverty, inequalities, negative impact of climate change, and environmental degradations, and all other important goals and targets, all cross-cutting and intervened, provide vast opportunity for countries and international organizations to act and secure their implementation by 2030. The government of North Macedonia is fully committed to implementation of the Agenda 2030 and works on the integration of SDGs into national strategic documents and local plans. Mr. President, the Secretary General's report on the work of the organizations presents the state of affairs in the world and the United Nations efforts in that context. It provides a clear picture of the successes and failures, of the priority concerns and the way forward. Among those bright spots of the past period, the Secretary General rightly mentioned the Prespa Agreement, concluded between my country, now North Macedonia, and Greece. 2 years ago, before this Assembly, I declared our determination to find a solution with Greece over the so-called name issue. In June last year, we signed the agreement. And this year, on 14 February, the agreement entered into force. Reaching this milestone required good faith and, above all, vision. It also required diplomacy, resilience, and mutual trust. The agreement aims to overcome a history of distrust and difficult relationship by establishing foundation of new era, the one of friendship and future partnership. We decided to abandon the trenches of the past and turn to new bright perspectives and progress through partnership and collaborative solutions. We did not have guaranteed success. We made it happen together with our Greek colleagues. This is a milestone that should serve as a catalyst for the transformative processes in the Balkans. It can also serve as an example for overcoming difficult deadlocks worldwide. The compromise opened the gates for my country and people to reach its long-time goals for the membership in European Union and NATO. On the issue of NATO membership, we expect to become its 30th member in very near future. I remain confident that the substantial progress made on the reforms at home, in addition to the resolving of the outstanding issue with our neighbors, are strong arguments for opening accession negotiations with the European Union. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, my country is an active partner to the International Anti-Terrorist Coalition and will continue contributing to the multilateral efforts aiming at combating terrorism and all related ills. We commend the Secretary General's work and commitment in this area. He deserves our full support. In this context, the serious situation in Syria, Yemen, Libya, Afghanistan, the complexities of the Middle East, and the grave situation in parts of Africa deserve our full attention and effective diplomacy. Yet, another challenge is today mass migration. We have been on its front lines for years now and experienced its impact firsthand. The migration crisis is also an alarming signal that we cannot operate in a vacuum. Its duration shows that we cannot rely on the snooze button. Through the United Nations and other regional organizations, we should join our efforts and through strategic vision, cooperation mechanisms, and initiatives address the underlying causes, filter out the positives of migration flows, and turn this crisis into an opportunity. As in the past, we are going to be an active collaborator in these processes. Mr. President, misinformation and disinformation, along with other target campaigns continuing to challenge and damage global democratic governance and test the resilience of the democracies worldwide. Hybrid threats are a danger for the future of our democracies. We need to pool resources, streamline joint efforts, and apply multi-stakeholders approach to combat these challenges. We should also build on some of the few examples or dealing with these challenges. Promotion and protection of human rights, democracy, and the rule of law remain one of the core pillars of United Nations values and action. Notwithstanding the robust human rights architecture, the gross human rights violations around the globe, widespreading impunity and lack of accountability remind us that there is much to be done, nationally, regionally, and globally. Mr. President, North Macedonia continues to support all action aimed at countering proliferations of weapons of mass destruction and illegal arms trade, as well as to support disarmament efforts in all aspects. I also wish you, Mr. President, much success in galvanizing positive energy and debates on a wide area of challenging and divisive issues. You may count on the full support of North Macedonia in your endeavor. The Republic of North Macedonia remains a strong supporter of multilateralism. In today's fragmented world, we will continue to work with all stakeholders. This is our common world. We call United Nations members to reinforce efforts to maintain international peace and security. The commitments that we make in the United Nations General Assembly echo across the globe. However, it is our action at home that secure protection of human rights and well-being of individuals. Let our action be true to our commitments for a better world for all of us. I thank you.